Hello and welcome to this VAVEL and Transfer News Central special. I'm Adam Bond and I'm with Alex Chaffer, and we're joined by Sky Sports journalist Pete O'Rourke. You alright, Pete?
Yeah, very good, guys. Busy day?
Yeah, very busy day, of
Always.
course. We're going to ask you a few questions about today, about January, about what you do, and basically a bit about Sky, but how helpful we think the January transfer window is. Obviously you think it's great, of course.
Sky love it.
Yeah, of course they do.
Sky Dublin Day, hashtag.
Well,
that's a massive event for Sky.
We're disappointed by the lack of yellow that you're not.
I know, I haven't got my tie yet.
Where's the yellow tie? Yeah.
Where's Jim White as well?
I'm not as good as Jim, so.
Okay, so yeah, first of all, if you want to just tell us a bit about your background, what you do in Leeds, working for Sky first.
Started off at uni, did journalism.
Brilliant.
So
good way to
qualified
start.
as that, yeah, it's not a bad start. Started at the Press Association, which was in Leeds at the time. Then joined Planet Football, which used to be about. Then Sky bought Planet Football, so I stayed part of that. Have been there now 13 years.
Wow.
So been part of the Sky family since then, and just been mainly working on football, which has been the key really for Sky and Planet Football. So yeah, just been doing that for 13 years and just going, and we all love Transfer Deadline day at Sky Sports. Really, it's a big seller, online, TV, everything.
Certainly do.
Right, so we'll move straight on to all the transfers, but firstly, there's a little thing that people have started to pick up about Sky Sources and what they are. So we just want to know, can you explain what exactly Sky Sources are?
Well, Sky Sources, there's reporters up here in Leeds on the online side of things.
Yeah.
Who'll chase up stories, and then there's obviously the reporters down in London and the editors. Sky Sources are basically following up stories that are maybe in the papers or anything else. If you hear a good whisper, I talk to a few players. Agents a lot of the time are the Sky Sources who they want news out there.
Agents are key, aren't they?
Agents are a big part of football now. A lot of people don't like that, but we have to accept
it's the way it is now, isn't it?
They want news out there, they'll come to you. And if you build up a good relationship with them, they'll trust you as well, so they'll give you some good tip-offs and stuff like that. So you're key. And
it's all about building relationships.
Yeah, it's all about trust, really.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if they trust you, that you won't mess them over. Say you've broken news and they say, don't tell anybody off the record, and you break it and the deal falls through, they're not happy with you. So it's good to keep them inside because they get so much information these days. Agents are like trying to break and make deals all the time.
Yeah.
So they're a key part for Sky Sports. But there's also good relationships with clubs, chief executives. You know that clubs like Swansea are very open and stuff, so they're good. If you hear a transfer rumour, speak to somebody there, they'll either confirm it, deny it. So that's what we try and do. We hear a news or a whisper from an agent. We'll follow it up with the club side, see what their take on.
Just to make sure it's all official.
Just to be safe, because we don't want to be putting news out there which is totally false.
Yeah.
Just maybe agent talk or whatever. So we follow it up with the club. They say off the record, that's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, Sky Sources, get that yellow breaking banner out. So it's one of those ones. So a lot of work goes into it before a story comes out, to be fair.
Now, we don't know whether it's happened this year, obviously, because the deadline's at 11 p.m, but over the last few years, there's been a lot of late deals that have even just been talked about on the last day and happened in the last few hours. So why do you think it is that transfers happen so late and are able to happen in such a short amount of time?
Oh, well, the FA get inundated with papers from all over Europe, the world, everything else. That's why these deals, they might go through at 11 o'clock, but we don't find out till maybe 12 or a bit later. I remember a few years ago, I think maybe Berbatov was past 11.
He was very late.
There was some other ones like 2 o'clock in the morning eventually came out, so whoever's working late tonight, it's a late finish. Just when that Big Ben goes at 11, that is not it.
That's not it.
No chances. There'll be deals filtering through from all over the place.
Yeah.
Liverpool with this Denebro deal, if it happens, I bet you it happens after 11 o'clock.
It's been talked about for a few days, hasn't it? It's one of those.
That'll be one that'll drag on, and all the paperwork coming from Ukraine. If it comes into the FA, it'll be on a backlog, and we'll maybe find out at half 11 when Jim White goes, "We got big news."
Yeah.
So
that's what everyone's waiting for.
Yeah, it's probably because the time difference in some of these countries. So there's a lot of contingency plans with things like that. So that's why maybe they don't all come through at 11. But as I said, once 11 o'clock comes, that doesn't mean the transfer window is...
It's not all over it.
They're still filtering through the FA, working through these papers to make sure these deals are done. So there'll be some in the Saturday morning, I bet you're still filtering through that people won't have seen. So.
I remember the Ashley Cole one, which didn't come through till so many hours afterwards, and
I think that was just to annoy the papers who couldn't do the story because they've got the print deadlines and everything probably.
Of course, right.
So clubs do that. Spurs are they always like to do a late deal.
Very sneaky. That was definitely very late.
A very late deal, that, and I think they almost do it so just to annoy the press guys. There you go, you're gonna have to stay up and we'll do this. They probably signed it about 6 and go, we'll release this at 11:30. So yeah, there's always the ones who do late. Spurs said they're not doing anything this window, but keep an eye on them at 11 o'clock.
Of course, yeah.
There's been a lot going on then throughout the window already, because obviously it's been a whole month.
Yeah.
And we've had deals like Juan Mata joining Man United, Kevin De Bruyne's left the country for Germany again, Salah's come in, Mitroglou today, a big signing. What's your view on the signings that we've seen so far? Who do you think's the biggest signing, and who do you think will make the most impact till the end of the season?
Well, I think Mata's it's going to be the big signing of the whole window, I think.
Yeah.
Nobody really saw that coming until the news sort of started to leak out that Man United were in for him, and more importantly Chelsea were willing to sell.
Yeah.
People were surprised that they were going to sell Mata, who was 2-time player of the season,
and
especially to Manchester United. So
it's very strange, isn't it?
So yeah, he's had a good start as well. He played well on his debut the other night against Cardiff. He'll have a big impact. I like some of the business that Chelsea have done.
Yeah,
I know they've got rid of Mata, but
3 of those 4 names were linked with Chelsea. So
yeah, Mohamed Salah.
He's a very talented player.
Champions scored 2 winning goals against Chelsea, so he's going to be a handful when he gets settled into England. So I think he could have a big impact, and they're already planning for next year, signing Kurt Zuma today from St Etienne. So Jose Mourinho's not messing about there. He's planning for the future ahead. So like their business, I think later on we're going to see the teams down the bottom will be doing most of the business. Crystal Palace are scurrying around trying to do deals as we speak. Sunderland. I like their business. I think Bridcut will be a good signing.
Yeah.
Because Poyet obviously likes him. I think Sunderland have improved under him as well lately. So
picked up a lot of good results. Sunderland
in the final of the cup as well. So that could be a good few deals done by them. But maybe watch out Man City if they get Mangala.
Yeah. And Porto. Fernando both been reported.
And Fernando, that would just. The squad's amazing as it is.
That would kill it off, really, wouldn't it?
I think we might as well hand the title to him now and say, here you go. Let's all save all the hassle, here you go. We'll take an early holiday, but that'll be impressive if they get Mangala, who's probably one of the most sought after defenders in Europe, to be fair. So
what do you think about the fee for Mangala that's been reported in excess of 40 million euros? Do you think that kind of is too much for him, or I mean, would you be looking at more of a package deal for Fernando and Mangala for that kind of money? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but Man City have got it. When Man City come to the table, clubs just put the price up, knowing they can pay it. We've got Paris Saint-Germain in France as well. I think they paid over the odds for Kabay.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah.
I think good player, very good player on his day, but some days you might not see him in a game. Newcastle did a good piece of business there, in my opinion. 20 million plus add-ons.
They were planning to sell him a couple of years ago, I think, for quite a small price, because he had only just come into the league.
He hadn't really settled in during the day, and it was the season after that he really started to shine and show his best. So Newcastle, we know Mike Ashley's a businessman, so we saw that as good business. Unfortunately for them, they're struggling to get a replacement in at the minute. Can't get Clement Grenier from Lyon. I've heard rumours that they were sounding out Mark Noble of West Ham, because Alan Pardew's a big fan of him, but I don't think West Ham will sell. But West Ham have done a couple of good deals, I think, and the 2 Italians. Marco Borriello.
Nocerino is very experienced.
Nocerino was playing at Euro 2012. Scored against England in the shootout, so he's a good player, good experience, so they could be good signings. And I think they're maybe bringing in Pablo Amaro from Napoli.
From Napoli.
Left back. Saw him in the Champions League this season, and he looked good.
Quick.
Maybe not the best defensively, but very good going forward, and could be a good signing for West Ham, who look like they're doing the business in Serie A.
What do you think in terms of, we've seen financial fair play being introduced and the losses from City and Chelsea? Do you think that's had an impact much this January, especially with Man City's losses? But now that they're looking at the duo in Mangala and Fernando, what do you think financial fair play has done to the clubs and their transfer activity?
I think it's changed their whole mindset a bit, but when you're talking about clubs like Man City, they've got so much money that they'll filter it out somewhere through a sponsorship deal or something, like we saw with the Etihad. They made a lot of money out of that, which is obviously going into transfers and stuff. Unfortunately for Man City, it's going to affect the young English players trying to come through there. Jack Rodwell spent a lot of money on him, but what's going to happen to him now? He's hardly ever going to play, especially if Fernando comes in as well. So it's going to set him back, and I think it's financial fair play needs to come in, because there's so much money going out of the game and it's not going to the right people. But I think the Premier League hasn't been too affected so far. Maybe in a few years it will do. I think if you're looking down the clubs, maybe lower down the Championship, got teams like Leicester, who their owners are quite wealthy, but they're going to have to cut back on their budgets and everything else, and wages. There's a lot of players that are on big money. Blackburn are struggling as well financially, so these teams don't get their books in order, probably get points deduction next season, so that could be key for both of those clubs.